Minneapolis, Minnesota, the most enigmatic franchise in the NFL, is about to experience one of the most curious chapters in its history. A team that has changed its identity, its pieces, its coaching staff, but insists on keeping the drama alive off the field. Rumors, conspiracies, behind-the-scenes movements. The Minnesota Vikings don't know how to live in peace. And as always, the name that haunts the locker room once again is the one that has already walked out the front door. Kirk Cousins is that name. The quarterback who, until recently, was the face of the franchise. Now he is the subject of trade rumors even from afar in Minneapolis. The Vikings have already moved on, but the market and their rivals haven't let this soap opera end. The New Orleans Saints, after Derek Carr's retirement, may be preparing to call Atlanta. Yes, Atlanta, Cousins' new home. The franchise that paid $180 million, 100 guaranteed, for a quarterback who was benched at the end of last season to make way for a rookie. Michael Penix Jr., what a mess. Subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and comment in the pinned post. Would you trade a promising rookie for an expensive veteran? Because that's what the NFL is discussing. The Saints are looking at Cousins as a backup plan, and that raises a direct question to the Vikings. If you knew Caleb Williams wanted to play with Kevin O'Connell, why didn't you do more? Why didn't you try the trade? The truth is clear. The Bears took control of the situation and left their rival only with the shadow of what could have been. And speaking of shadows, Cousins' past still haunts the halls of Minnesota. Rumors suggest that the Bears even consulted the Vikings about a possible trade for O'Connell. Why? Because Caleb Williams admires the coach. Because the chemistry was desired. And this only highlights how the Vikings, even when making the right decisions, like renewing with O'Connell, do so after flirting with disaster. Chaos is routine around here. And if you think this is all, hold on. The Vikings are about to become an international guinea pig for the NFL. 2 consecutive games in Europe, Dublin and London. That's right, Minnesota will be the barometer for a future expansion of American football to the old continent. If it works out, more teams will follow suit. If it goes wrong, the loss is entirely on the franchise that is already tangled up at home. And you still want to convince me that this team is ready to compete? While the team tries to adjust its defense, find consistency at the quarterback position, and support one of the best receivers in the league, Justin Jefferson, the eyes keep drifting back to where they shouldn't, to the past. Kirk Cousins was important, he was stable, but his cycle is over. Let Atlanta deal with his hefty contract. If the Saints want to pay, let them pay. The Vikings urgently need to stop reliving what no longer serves them. The truth is that Minnesota is at the center of 3 different stories. A historic international trip, a rivalry intrigue about a coaching trade, and a former quarterback who, even from afar, still makes headlines. If the team truly wants to turn the page, it needs to embrace its new identity with conviction. And that means looking forward, forgetting Cousins, focusing on developing its new core, because the NFL doesn't wait. And honestly, no one respects those who live in the past.